fucking heavy.
Bread, ça c'est mon qui pas qui mémoire. Bread, ça c'est mon esprit au pas droite. Bread, ça c'est mon cap côté gaga. Bread, c'est mon qui pas obéir la loi.
Bird brain are the ones that make up doctrines. Bird brain are the ones that's full of toxin. Bird brain.
We have Rick Santorum say some pretty disturbing comments, but nothing out of the norm for us. We understand, what we're dealing with. So let's go ahead and play that video.
We came here and created a blank slate. We birthed a nation from nothing. I mean, there was nothing here. I mean, yes, we have Native Americans, but candidly, that there isn't much Native American culture in American culture. It was born of the people who came here pursuing religious liberty.
What's crazy? Go ahead and pause it real quick. What's crazy is that Mr. Rick says that what other country was there that was founded on biblical principles? I tell you what, Esau, they got to be the most prideful people on the face of the earth.
Somebody come and look at this.
So the Bible just comes out of midair, out of thin air, it just poof appears. And they forgot all about the Israelites, the people that the Bible's about in the first place.
Right.
So they think that themselves, that, oh yeah, we're the only country that was founded on the beliefs of the Bible, the books of Moses. Okay, so we already know that's a lie. Under King David, under King Solomon, that was established.
Right.
But now the funny thing is that they said they they left Europe or whatnot and came over here to establish their own countries off the principles of the Bible. All right, let's see if that was the only time that happened. Give me 2nd Ezra 13:40 real quick.
Bring it out.
2nd Ezra chapter 13, verse 40.
The book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 13 and verse 40.
Well,
Those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their own land in the time of Hosea the king, whom Salmanassar, the king of Assyria, led away captive. He carried them over the water, and so came they into another land. But they took counsel among themselves.
now, is that they took counsel amongst themselves. After Cyrus gave the decree for us to go back to our land, they took this counsel among themselves to do what? Read.
But they took counsel among themselves that they would leave the multitude of the heathen and go forth into a further country where never mankind dwelt,
Come on.
that they might there keep their statutes, which they never kept in their own land.
See that thing right there? It says what? They came to this newfound land, okay, where they never kept their statutes. So the newfound land was Arsareth, as we're gonna read down. And that translates to what? To America today.
Right.
Columbus, the conquistadors, they use the same books of Ezra or Esdras that we're reading right now to quote unquote discover a land that people were already living on. They didn't discover anything. All they did is follow after the children of God. Let's read on.
Right.
That they might there keep their statutes, which they never kept in their own land. And they entered into the Euphrates by the narrow passage of the river. For the Most High then showed signs for them and held still the flood till they were passed over. For through that country there was a great way to go, namely of a year and a half. And the same region is called Arsareth.
Right. Arsareth, the Western world, all right, the Americas. All right, let's play the rest of this video.
They came here because they were not allowed to practice their particular faith in their own country. And so they came here mostly from Europe, and they set up a country that was based on Judeo-Christian principles. When I say Judeo-Christian, the Mosaic laws, 10 commandments, and the teachings of Jesus Christ, the morals and teachings of Jesus Christ. That's what our founding documents are based upon. It's in our DNA.
Now, pause it real quick. I'm sorry. This Edomite just said it's in our DNA. No. The laws of God are in the Israelites' DNA.
That's right.
You are of your father, the devil. Okay, that's who your father is. Play on.
Yeah, let me get a script.
Go ahead.
Let me get that in real quick. Give me Psalm chapter 50, verse 16. To show you what this damn Edomite is saying is straight up blasphemies.
Psalms chapter 50 and verse 16. But unto the wicked.
Who is the wicked you think the Bible is talking about? The so-called white man. Read.
But unto the wicked, God said, what have thou to do to declare my statutes, or that thou shouldest take my covenant in thy mouth?
God says to the wicked, when you read in Malachi chapter 1, verse 4, you find out that Edom is the wicked. God says, what thou had to do to declare my statute, or to have his laws in your mouth. So this Edomite says that the laws of God is in their DNA, not knowing that they have nothing to do with God's laws. They hate God's laws. They despise that thing. Instead, what do? They kill God's people when they come here to inherit this part of the land. So they are full of wickedness. Jump down to verse 19 for me.
Verse 19. Thou givest thy mouth to evil, and thy tongue frameth deceit.
That's her right there. Her mouth is full of deceit, lies, nothing but lies. Read.
Verse 19. Thou givest thy mouth to evil, and thy tongue frameth deceit.
Read.
Thou sittest and speakest against thy brother. Thou slanderest thy own mother's son.
That's us, the Israelites. That's what they do. They slander us. They pretend like we are the Gentile and they are God's chosen people. Read.
These things have thou done. I kept silent. Thou thoughtest that I was altogether such as one as thyself. But I will reprove thee and set them in order before thine eyes.
God says he will correct you behind. He will correct your behind and show you that these are my people and you nothing but a liar. All right, go ahead, Cap.
All right, play the rest of that video.
They've all sort of changed over time. I mean, they've been there for millennia in many cases. And their culture has sort of evolved over time. But not us. We came here and created a blank slate. We birthed a nation.
This Edomite just said they created a blank slate, and birthed a nation.
Come on now.
Yeah. So who's the one who built up the nation? All right, our brothers and sisters, our foremothers, are responsible for building this country. But I'll tell you, we had nothing to do with it. Let's finish this out. Let me be quiet. Let's finish this out.
From nothing. I mean, there was nothing here. I mean, yes, we have Native Americans, but candidly, that there isn't much Native American culture in American.
The reason why there's not much Native American culture in American culture because you killed 90% of the indigenous people. That's why they don't go to show for nothing, because every treaty, everything you set up, you lied and you stabbed us in the back. That's why. You finish this out, man.
Can I get a script count? Give me that Micah chapter 2. Because that's exactly what he's doing. He's actually claiming to be who the Native Americans really are. Read that. Micah chapter 2, verse 1.
The book of Micah, chapter 2 and verse 1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds.
Read.
When the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in the power of their hand.
This is their mindset, read.
And they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house.
So they came to America and took this land from the Indians, and now they're talking about the Indians as if it wasn't their land and as if the Bible is not their book. They're talking as if the Bible was their book. They founded America on biblical principles when the Indians are the ones who are actually of the biblical heritage. That's what Esau is doing right before our eyes. They are fulfilling all of the prophecies of how evil they are. Go ahead, finish the video.
Hey, real quick, give me Proverbs 23:10. Proverbs 23:10, because he said there is, the Native Americans were here, but there's not much Native American culture and American culture. So, they brush that under the rug and act like, they've done no evil. All right, watch this.
Proverbs chapter 23 and verse 10. Remove not the old landmark, and enter not into the field of the fatherless.
You see that thing right there? The Bible say, remove not the old landmark, meaning there is no America without the Native Americans.
Right.
Because this was our land to begin with. All right. Just remove that thing. And we're going to show you that, yes, that was us. Now go back to 2nd Ezra 13, read 45 and 46. Watch this.
2nd Ezra chapter 13 and verse 45. For through that country there was a great way to go, namely a year and a half. And the same region is called Osiri.
And we're going to show you that, it wasn't no vacation. We, our forefathers didn't just come over here chilling and came back. Read on.
Then dwelt they there until the latter time.
Until when?
Then dwelt they there until the latter time.
Until the latter times, meaning what? Until 1492. You understand? To the latter times. But what happened? Esau, give me that in Genesis 49 and 19.
Get out.
Right?
The book of
just like what was that officer just said? Was that Micah 2? All right, they covered fields by violence. All right, watch this.
The book of Genesis, chapter 49 and verse 19.
Come on.
Gad, a troop shall overcome him.
Right, that troop. Who was that? That's going into the conquistadors. But at that particular time, what is that? You had Gad and Reuben over here fighting against what was that? General Custer. Okay, when you go into the history, read it again.
Gad, a troop shall overcome him.
Uh-huh.
But he shall overcome at the last.
Right, at the last. In these last days, the Most High, He's going to start plaguing these nations. All right, and the children of God are going to get the victory.
We used to scream black power while Heron was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission. Minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us a spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road. Purple and gold. From Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are our men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.